to Morning Living. Good morning, Kim and Bestie.
30 minutes after the hour on Morning Living with Kim and Bestie. All right, be honest. Have you started saving for college for your kids?
In a small way.
What do you mean?
There's a big way that's going to be occurring.
Ooh, you know what? It's funny because I've been going through this whole thing with a financial advisor, and I only have one kid. And it's overwhelming.
They said you need to save like $1 bazillion every month.
Well, here's the thing. If you use the 529, you use the 529, you can't use it for anything else. So if you have an emergency, oh, too bad.
Well, let me tell you something about the 529. You know, it's more aggressively invested when they're younger.
Right.
So how'd that go for you the past couple of years?
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
I'm like, I guess you're going to a local school.
Did you know that there are actually 3 different types of widely known funds that you can put money into? If you don't know what the 3 are, hello, you might want to start planning that. And it's hard to plan when you're, okay, seriously, who's not living check to check? If you're not living check to check, good for you.
Nothing to worry about then.
Most people are living check to check. So how are you taking part of that check when your kid is a year old and thinking, I'm going to put this into a college fund? You're trying to put groceries on the table. There actually is a manageable way to do it. And we're going to teach you how with Tommy Grella, who's joining us now. Tommy Grella Jr., certified financial planner. We're so happy that you're here. We've got lots of questions for you, my friend.
All right.
He's ready.
He's like, this really gets my morning going. Let's talk college savings.
By the way, if you're thinking to yourself, Tommy Grella, why does that name sound so familiar? Well, you may know him from season 3 of the next Food Network star.
That's right.
Look at you. You're a foodie.
I am. If you've seen the size of me, you understand why.
Oh, hush up.
Stop it.
More of you to love, my friend.
Absolutely. I tell people this is 37 years of love I've collected in one area.
That's right. That's a good one. I'm going to have to remember that one. Well, you also have a very large brain, which is good because we're going to try to suck all sorts of information out of it. We're trying to plan for our kids' education, and I'm actually hoping for an underachiever now. Because when I looked at the price of an Ivy League school, I thought, honey, it's okay if you're not getting all A's.
Yeah, it's tough, and I want to correct one thing just because we're in the business of giving people great advice, and I know you girls really are, and that is not all 529s are more aggressive when the children are younger.
Really?
Well, that would have been good to know 4 years ago, dear.
Yeah, I hear ya. But, that's why you're invested that way. Look, you're looking for the average. If they're young, it doesn't matter. You don't care what the value is today.
Now, I can tell you that Tommy's going to freak you out here because we're going to talk about, how much you should be saving if your kid is a newborn, how much college is going to be costing then, and, how much you're actually supposed to be saving now. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the 3 types of funds?
Well, let's kind of freak people out first, and then we'll give them.
Okay, let's do that. let's freak them out first. Okay.
It won't take much because we're already freaked out.
First of all, a great resource for everybody out there, savingforcollege.com. Okay? And just to give you guys a heads up, private 4-year colleges right now are averaging in the country $26,200 and change.
Per year.
Per year, which is up 4.4% from last year. That's actually a lower increase than what we have been averaging, somewhere between 5 and 6.
And that's not an Ivy League.
Though. It's still an increase. It's just a lower increase.
Yeah. And public college average in the country now, $7,000, but that's up 6.5% from last year.
Well, here's the thing, because a lot of people are sending their kids to, the community college now because they feel better to have some college than no college.
And the students themselves are saying, if I'm going to take out all these loans, I don't know that I want to pay all that back. It's not necessarily worth it.
Right, exactly.
But to really put the meat on the bones, here in the Northeast, where we are, and I think you girls are, the average college like Boston College, Boston University, Northeastern is closer to $50,000.
Oh, it's hard to imagine asking my child to take on that burden because most of us can't do it for them.
I know. So if you're looking at the average college of $26,000, you have a baby today. If your account earns 8%, we don't know what it's going to earn, but let's assume that it earns 8%. You've got to save $427 a month from now until that kid goes to college.
Good luck with that.
18 years.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And if you're here in the Northeast like me and you want your child to go to BU or BC, try $812. Excuse me. Yeah, $812.
This is insane. Seriously, this is insane. Now, okay, most people, I don't want to say most people. I'm going to say most people, and I'm not sure if I'm being accurate here, don't start saving for their kids' college education when they're born.
Well,
Or you start and then you stop?
Well, because life happens and you got to, fix the pipes in your house or the air conditioning or something.
it really depends on your situation. Everybody's situation is different, and the more assets you have that are liquid, okay, in other words, the more privileged you are, the more you can take that money and set it aside where it's not going to be touched for college. If you can't afford to do that, yeah, you may want to be saving for your retirement first and have to deal with college with loans and, with any luck, some gratis money.
I got to tell you, this is a statistic that freaks me out a little bit. If you are a married couple, you are not obligated to pay for your child's education, college education. If you get divorced, guess what? You are obligated to pay for your child's education.
Yes.
Both of you. So, how do you plan for that? Because, you're not thinking down the road that, oh my gosh, I might be divorced. So this is something you guys have to think about, from day one. I'm not trying to be the forecaster of doom here, but you have to prepare for extenuating circumstances that you will absolutely, by law, be responsible for.
Yeah.
So it's no joke.
No, absolutely not.
So we're talking $200,000 here.
Mm-hmm.
That you have to save. So teach us how to do it now that we have completely freaked everybody out. How are we actually going to do this? And when are we supposed, in a perfect world, when are we supposed to start? And if we have not done the perfect world, maybe our kid is a pre-teen or something, how do we pick up now?
Well, one of my suggestions is, most of you, when your kids are younger especially, they're receiving gifts of money for either birthdays or Christmases, bar mitzvahs, those kinds of things. And that's a good time for you to be thinking about, I'm going to set up an account for my child that they're going to have money for education, higher education later.
But let's be realistic here, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
When my kid gets a birthday present of $25 from her grandma, she wants me to cash it and spend it. So how...
Grandma does or your
No,
child?
my kid wants me to cash Grandma's check so that she can go buy some sort of accessory. So...
Great opportunity for you to start teaching your child the benefit of saving.
There you go. Halvesies. Go halvesies. That's actually a good idea to go halvesies.
And it really is important. That's one of the things they're not learning in the school system. It's our responsibility as parents to, you guys were talking about eating healthy and not having bake sales. It's our responsibility as parents to teach our kids to eat healthy at home. They're not learning that at school. To teach them how to save and manage a checking account, they're not learning that at school.
Agreed.
So it's our responsibility to do that.
How about this? When your kid is born, you get a bunch of savings bonds, and then you don't know what to do with them.
But not necessarily. Some saving bonds don't work. There are EE bonds which allow you to save tax deferred, but if you don't use them for college, you can't take out the money tax free. And then there's income provisions. If you make too much money and you're trying to cash in those bonds when it's time for the kid to go to school, then you don't get that tax free as well. So there's really lots of little nuances here. You need to really do your homework.
Do I have to be an accountant to figure this all out?
No. Again, savingforcollege.com is a great place to go. I always tell people it's great to have a relationship with a financial professional, and the most common objection I hear is, well, I don't really have a lot of money. And my answer to that person is, you're the perfect person that needs a financial advisor. Because when you have less money and every little thing is important, your decisions are even more important than the person who has massive amounts of money and they can afford to lose a little here and a little there.